So the question is, what happened? This is the beaker with the two membranes that have starch inside. Let's see what happens. You can notice that there's a bit of a color change, but we'll take them out. This was after just a few minutes. This is like probably 5 minutes later. You can see that there's some blue blackish color forming inside of the membrane. This one is starting. You can see there's a bit of a tinge, but if you notice, the beaker is still just the same color as when we put the iodine in. Okay, and this one, so the first one we looked at was about 5 minutes later, and this was about a half an hour later. So you can see that there's more blue-black color in both. And when you hold them out, the solution of iodine still looks the same as it did before. So there's no color change in the solution, but inside of the membrane there is a color change. So what exactly was happening? So this is showing the two things before we put them together. The beaker that had the water and iodine, and then the membrane which had large starch molecules inside. So the iodine molecules are really tiny, but the starch molecules are really big. So does starch move out or does iodine move in? Well, where did the reaction take place? We know from the earlier lab when we took a look at potato cells that when we added iodine, the iodine reacted with the starch and it turned blue-black. So where did that happen in this case? It happened inside of the membrane. So, in order for them to react, they had to be able to be in contact with each other. So the starch is obviously still inside of the membrane. It was too big to go out. But for them to be able to react, it means that the iodine must have diffused into the membrane. Okay, so the iodine molecules are small enough that they would go from where there's lots of them, which is in the beaker, into where there's none of them yet, or where there's less of them once it starts going in. So the iodine moved into the membrane and it reacted with the starch to give us a blue-black color inside. And that is diffusion.